It is so wonderful to have you all here today. Really lifts my spirit. Patience is a virtue. We all know that statement. The power you have when you are patient with yourself, with each other, with God. Patience is tested as we wait for test results, wait for a new opportunity, wait for a child to act the way we want her to. Patience depends on what side of the bathroom door you are on. It is a word so easy to say, but in our fast food, high-speed internet, 4G, LTE, accessing everything that ever has existed in the history of the world on your phone world, rarely is patience tested beyond a few minutes, a few hours, a few weeks. How would your patience last if it was tested for 8 years? In 2010, Jules Mabondo was a customs broker for CEP Congo, located in the town of Goma, where the Democratic Republic of Congo borders Rwanda in Central Africa. Originally from Western Congo, Jules had moved to the eastern edge of his country in 1994, following his eldest sister, who was his mother figure because Jules' mom passed away when he was just 5. Jules was in a leadership position at CEP Congo, a petroleum storage facility that imported oil from Kenya to the east. His company was a joint venture between several large oil companies and the government of Congo. He was overseeing a team of men that collected duties from petroleum trucks that collected oil from the facility for distribution across eastern Congo. In Goma, Jules met Odette. And by 2010, they had 7 beautiful children, ages 1 to 12. The family had a nice home, vehicle, and all the physical elements of success. His girls even told me they had an inflatable pool for the backyard. And the family shared their wealth, sharing finances for food and clothing with 48 widows and their families. Those widows are a result of the brutal conflicts that affected that area of Africa. When Jules told me the story fully of what happened back in February, he said he first knew that something was going wrong at the petroleum facility when his men started reporting that some oil trucks were arriving with soldiers. These soldiers would threaten Jules' men, and those trucks would not pay any custom duties. Jules learned that a new army general in the area had come up with a new scam. He negotiated with certain oil companies and trucking companies, saying to them, "You pay me a lower fee than what the CEP Congo brokers charge, and I will provide you a soldier that will ensure that you leave that facility at no charge." As the frequency of this corruption and intimidation increased, Jules felt compelled to act. You see, Jules was a man of God. Jules worked with his team with honor, dignity, and without corruption. As his daily reports show, the number of trucks departing the facility did not match the custom duties collected. Jules and his team looked bad, as if they were the ones leading the corruption. So Jules arranged a meeting with the local governor to explain the situation. When Jules arrived at that meeting, soldiers from the general were also in attendance. Oh no, he thought. The governor is in on it too. And the governor was revealing to the general who was accusing him of corruption. I knew I was in deadly trouble, said Jules. What happened next was horrific, and I will leave you at that. And Jules and Odette had to act quickly following the horrific incident, because when the soldiers returned, Jules would die. So he departed his family, promising to see them again. And Jules would spend the next 2 years in hiding across eastern Congo, fleeing danger constantly and having no contact with his family the entire time, while Odette and the children fled Goma and moved to the capital Kinshasa, where they remained for 7 years. In 2012, the government of Canada granted Jules status as a protected person. And coming out of hiding, he flew out of eastern Congo to Paris and arrived in London to start his new life, to begin the process of bringing the family here. At the shelter in London, Jules met a social worker named Heather and her husband Don, who have joined us here today. They have become friends with Jules, and they invited him to join the Cantorian Choir. After achieving residence, Jules was working at an acid factory on the east side of London. While in the job almost 5 years ago, a horrific accident took place and acid was splashed in his face. One eye, as you know, could not be saved. It was when Jules was recovering from this awful eye injury that he asked the Cantorian Choir music director, our own Beth Hickey, where he could go to pray. Beth would invite Jules to our church to join our senior choir, and it's how he is part of our family to this day. It would be 8 years that Jules, Odette, and the children would be separated from each other. And today we celebrate. Today we celebrate the 1-year anniversary of the family reuniting here in Canada. And that amazing reunification that happened on November 20th of last year came together in part to the generosity of the Chalmers and Cantorian Choir family. As many of you fondly recall that amazing worship service that happened the first Sunday of their arrival, as we watched the video of the family hugging in the Toronto airport, as one at a time, each child came through the sliding door to hug their father. From oldest to youngest, Benny, Rachel, Dadine, Magali, Naomi, Isaac, and the baby Plemedy. Concluding with the biggest hug of all for Odette. We've been further blessed with the arrival in April of Félicité, Jules' niece, the daughter of his sister, the daughter of his eldest sister, the mother figure in his life. Félicité is here with her husband, Bailly, and their 2 beautiful children, Giovanna, and of course, baby Janice. Well, I know that it is very uncommon to open a church service with a narrative such as this. Jules and the family felt it was important to share their story with you, because from this point forward, it's going to put the songs and the Bible readings and the messages all into context with what they want to share with you. As you reflect on our time together this morning, the Mabondos want you to be inspired and encouraged to have patience. Their story is one of perseverance and trust in God. For example, today they will sing a song called Malambe, which encourages patience and having faith in God. With a verse, and I love this verse, on our trip to paradise, the walk will be slow. This service and the lunch that follows is the Mabondo family's way of expressing their deepest thanks to you all for bringing their family together. The Mabondos thank God for you all. You have been the light of Christ in their lives. And here we go. So in Lingala, Zambaye Apam Bolobino. In Swahili, Mungu Awabaiki. In French, Kije Vombanisi? In English, God bless you.